Speculation is growing around Vice President Joe Biden's political future. Later today, he's heading to the crucial battleground state of Florida to deliver a speech.
Steve Chaggaris is in Washington as the drumbeat swells. Steve, thanks for being with us. Joe Biden is expected to decide if he'll run by the end of the month. How much of a temperature check is this two-day trip to Florida?
Well, it's not just a two-day trip to Florida. Over the next week and a half, we're going to see him in Florida talking about college education. We're going to see him talking about or trying to sell the Iran deal in Atlanta tomorrow. And then he goes to Pittsburgh and marches in a Labor Day parade. And then next week, he's on Stephen Colbert's show for his debut week. So there's going to be a lot of Joe Biden on national TV. And so, you know, we'll be really looking pretty closely to see if we see any hints as to what he's going to do.
Steve, close confidants have continued to emphasize the importance of family on his decision. What are the questions he faces as he continues to weigh the decision?
So it's family, I think, is the biggest one. He said it. The reporting that we've done has echoed that as well, where, you know, he's got to get the family on board. He also wants to, you know, figure out what kind of an effect a tough political fight will have on his family. So that's one. Secondly, he hasn't really built any kind of organization to run for president. And so, you know, can he put that together late in the game here? And we're getting pretty close to being really late in the game. You talk to Democrats, and some of them are worried that it might be too late for him. And so can he get the fundraising going? Can he get organization in the early states ready to go for a nomination fight? And then thirdly, you know, what's his path in terms of this politically? I mean, does he, you know, where does he fit in? You have two Democrats right now running fairly strongly, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Where does he fit into this equation, and can he really shake things up if he gets into this?
You know, it's interesting. He hasn't declared yet, Steve, and we don't know if he will, but he's not doing too badly in the polls, right?
Yeah, there's some polls, there's a couple polls that came out yesterday and today that have some interesting numbers for him. One, there's this Reuters poll that came out yesterday that shows that if Hillary's numbers start to tank against Republicans in the general election, that 38% of Democrats said that they would vote for Biden in the Democratic primary. And that's a pretty encouraging number for him. Basically, I think one of the things he's considering is there an opening if Hillary falters? So that's what that poll shows. But then, there was another poll out this morning, Washington Post ABC poll, that showed his favorable ratings at about 46% favorable, 46 unfavorable. Hillary's unfavorables are higher than that, over 50%. But a couple things to look at there. While that looks good for Biden versus Clinton, overall, if you put Clinton up against some of these others you can see on the screen there, against Donald Trump and Jeb Bush, they also have pretty high unfavorables as well. So that may mute or make her negative unfavorables less important in the general election.
All right, Steve Chaggaris in Washington for us. Thank you.
Thanks.
And as Vice President Biden kicks off his trip to Florida, he's set to deliver a speech this afternoon on the importance of helping more Americans go to college. We'll bring that to you live at 2:45 p.m. Eastern right here on CBSN.